We now know that WrestleMania 41 will take place in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. That was announced by WWE during Backlash weekend. And no surprise, as we kind of saw the reports and the rumors, moving it towards Las Vegas instead of, it seemed like at one point, Minneapolis was the front runner, but that was not to be. It is Las Vegas. That is the destination. So because now we do know where WrestleMania 41 will be at, and we do know that it's going to come off the heels of the biggest WrestleMania ever. When you talk about how WWE has pushed WrestleMania 40 and everything that came from that, that means they want to keep this momentum going, right? They want to make WrestleMania 41 the biggest WrestleMania ever and keep doing that year after year after year. So, because it's never too early to speculate, that begs the question, what is going to be your top match at WrestleMania 41? We know there were two big ones this year at WrestleMania 40, the tag team match on night one with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins against The Rock and Roman Reigns, and then it was night two where you got your triumphant finish, Cody finishing the story, defeating Roman Reigns, where you had the Avengers Endgame sequence at the end with all the magnificent run-ins, The Rock, The Undertaker, John Cena, and so forth. But now we have to try to figure out, is it going to be The Rock versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, or is it going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns? I did a video shortly after WrestleMania 40, before we knew any of the sort of future storylines, anything like that. Did it right after. I picked 5 matches I said we could see on the card next year at WrestleMania 41. My pick was The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And the reason for that is because we just felt like it was going to be inevitable, right? But now that you've seen kind of the way that things have started to shift a little bit, my thought was that we would see The Rock versus Reigns next year at WrestleMania 41 because I thought we would see The Rock versus Cody Rhodes before we got there, maybe even as soon as SummerSlam. But now I'm not so sure, and that's why I think this is an interesting thought exercise to have this far out to try to figure out exactly which direction WWE is going to go in. Let's keep in mind, why is Las Vegas important here? Because when you really think about it, everything with this whole deal started in Las Vegas, right? Go all the way back to the WrestleMania 40 kickoff event. That's where everyone entered. We had started to get the backlash, I guess good timing, in terms of people thinking that it was going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns and that Cody was handing over his spot to The Rock, all those different things, right? Well, we know things very quickly veered off course here. You had the slap heard around the world, Cody, and The Rock. We have the interaction between those two, and that did lead to the matches being made at WrestleMania 40. The Rock still got his match, Cody still got his match, everything worked out fine. But now you have 2 big matches that came from the start right here, where The Rock joins with Roman Reigns, Cody lashes out against The Rock. Everything sort of changed at this spot right here in Las Vegas. So you can tie that in to the history, the video packages, everything you use to kind of push whichever match that you decide to go with. There was The Rock's, change in relationship with Cody. There was his change in relationship with Roman Reigns. But now, which one do they go with? You guys know, you've seen some of the reaction videos we've done, other videos as well. One of my thoughts is that, okay, it's very simple. You can do The Rock and Cody at SummerSlam. You do The Rock and Reigns next year at WrestleMania. But I don't know with The Rock's schedule if that's going to be something he can pull off. Keep in mind, he's now gone off to do another movie now. He's doing The Smashing Machine, the thing for Mark Kerr. And so how long is that going to be? What else comes along with that? It's May now. SummerSlam takes place in August. That is not that far away, right? Is The Rock someone who, at his age, is going to need a little time to train and prepare for a huge, huge match against Cody Rhodes? Is that still likely for a SummerSlam? I'm not so sure anymore. And again, that's how things have changed based on how we're seeing also WWE add this whole new bloodline story to the mix. We're building towards these big showdowns with the bloodline in different variations, right? Singles matches, tag team matches, maybe a big 4-on-4, 5-on-5, however you want to do it. We think The Rock and Roman Reigns will be involved in that in some way, shape, or form. But the whole question still comes down to this. How many matches will The Rock have before WrestleMania 41? There had been reports out there that The Rock wanted to have multiple matches this year, right? That was, I think, before WrestleMania 40 sometime. There were also reports out there that The Rock preferred to face Cody Rhodes next year at WrestleMania 41. So, with all that in mind, do we change the opinion now that it could be The Rock versus Cody next year at WrestleMania 41? For that to happen, again, to me that says if you're doing Rock and Cody next year at WrestleMania 41, that also means you're probably doing The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Now, the issue with that is The Rock gets older each day, right? He gets older. Each year he gets older. And so, do you want to put all of that into this match that they've wanted to have for the longest time? Keep in mind, The Rock versus Roman Reigns is a match that, again, they wanted to do this year. We know there was at one point the plan in place to do it this year. Are they really now going to push that off 2 years and wait till WrestleMania 42? I'm not so sure. But I also don't want to discount the idea that if there is some legitimacy to the idea that The Rock wants to do this match with Cody, keep in mind the whole angle right after WrestleMania 40 on Raw, the biggest Raw of the year, was all about The Rock versus Cody Rhodes. And Cody has continued to push that forward in promos that he's had on WWE television, knowing that The Rock is away. And so they're still pushing that match first. But the question is, what's the timing look like there? If that's the match they're still pushing, because we don't have any involvement from Reigns yet. And again, the thinking is that my prediction here, this is just my thought. Eventually we're going to get, The Rock kind of as the leader of this new rogue edition of the Bloodline. Roman is the one that comes back realizing he's been kicked out. The Rock's been pulling the strings, all this stuff. Everything we talked about in videos leading up to WrestleMania 40, right? But you have to figure out, when do those matches take place? Are those the matches that then build towards the big Rock versus Roman Reigns singles match next year at WrestleMania? Or do they go further with that? And I think that's where we've got to try to figure out the timing here. I've seen some people say, hey, you could always do one of the matches at the Rumble next year. You could do the other at WrestleMania. I just don't know, because I think these are two WrestleMania main event level matches. And I think you can't hold Rock and Cody off until WrestleMania 42, because that would mean Cody's not having the championship run until WrestleMania 42, right? The Rock has earned his championship match by pinning Cody at WrestleMania 40. That match has to be for the championship, because otherwise I don't think, that is kind of, because Cody's also been pushing, remember, Cody's been pushing, he wants to take something from The Rock too. The Rock's got the people's belt and all this stuff now, right? And so there's a lot of the ways they can work with this. But the thing is, I think you could find a way to do Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 42. I don't think you can do Rock versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 42, because I think you're too far removed from the story that they're already pushing right now. Yes, they've also been giving us those little hints about The Rock and Roman. But I think this is now a fascinating setup. And I think it could be just as easy as saying, all right, we're about to realize that The Rock is actually available to do another big match this year. If that's the case, problem solved. You do Rock Cody as soon as you can do it, and then you do Rock and Roman next year at WrestleMania 41. That was my initial prediction. I kept saying SummerSlam for Rock and Cody, Roman and Rock next year at WrestleMania 41. But I'm starting to wonder about the timing of this, because I'm starting to see the things they're doing with the new Bloodline and wondering, okay, how do they get all of this done? But the fact that Cody continues to push this match with The Rock while The Rock's not there, that has to tell you, I think, that they have to get to that one before Cody loses the championship. Do I think he's losing it to The Rock? I don't think so, because I think there will be soon, once again, good timing, backlash to that. But I do think you've got to do that match sooner rather than later. But again, there is still the idea that if The Rock does want to work with Cody next year at WrestleMania 41, Rock's on the TKO board. He can pretty much do whatever he wants to do. And so if that's what he wants to do they flip it? Do you do the Rock and Roman match maybe earlier and do Cody second? I don't think so. I think you still have to do it in that order. You have to do Rock Cody, Rock Roman. It's just a matter of when do they get to each of them. And I think I'm very now interested to see how this whole thing plays out, because we know the Bloodline story is going to factor into this. But really, it's a matter of when does The Rock come back? When does Roman come back? And where is Cody at that point? There are multiple challengers, I think, that could be people that could take that championship away from Cody, whether it's Gunther, whether it's a Randy Orton, people like that. So a lot of dominoes that have to sort of fall here to give us a very clear picture of where we're headed at WrestleMania 41. But I think for now, as much as I want to talk myself into The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, I still think I'm going to stick with my initial prediction of The Rock and Roman Reigns, because I think, like I said, it's something where I know you probably can. I joke about that there's probably 50 new Bloodline members still out there based on, how large that family is. You could drag this Bloodline thing out for years to come. And maybe that's their thinking, is that they're going to find a way to do that. But we know they want to have the one-on-one matches with both of those two guys with The Rock. It's just really timing and figuring out how do they get there. I'm going to stick with my initial prediction for now, but we will see how this plays out over the next several months, because that will determine everything. As, hey, maybe The Rock makes a surprise return soon and he's done filming and they set that match up for SummerSlam or Survivor Series or something like that. Feels like a bigger match, maybe. Like I said, it feels WrestleMania main event worthy at this point based on everything they've done. So, multiple options in place here. We'll see which one WWE decides to go with, but I want to know what you guys think. What is your prediction, and what do you think it should be? Which one should we see at WrestleMania 41? There's a lot to figure out, because you got a lot of storyline possibilities with Cody, with the new Bloodline, how Rock and Roman factor into that. But which match is it going to be? The Rock versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, or The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Always enjoy your feedback, because it leads to a really great discussion. There are a lot of possibilities I don't think of, probably a lot of possibilities other people don't think of, but it gets a fun discussion going. So I always appreciate you guys chiming in on that. But as always, hit the subscribe button on the way out, hit the like button as well. Check out all of our other videos here on the channel. Lots of stuff on this whole Bloodline saga, Cody, The Rock, everything. Hit that subscribe button on your way out and let me know your prediction. WrestleMania 41, The Rock, Cody, Roman Reigns, which combination will it be?